back as Governor Cuomo continues to get strong approval ratings for his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. We're checking in with a former governor who had to deal with a crisis of his own. Republican George Pataki led New York during the aftermath of the September 11th terrorist attacks. Zach Wheeler of our sister station WETM in Elmira spoke with Pataki about the ongoing crisis and how it's being handled.
George Pataki, New York's 53rd governor and former GOP candidate for president, speaking exclusively with 18 News via Skype. The Republican who defeated Governor Mario Cuomo in 1994, the father of now Governor Andrew Cuomo, sharing his thoughts with us on how Governor Cuomo is handling the ongoing pandemic.
I think the governor has done a very good job in the communications. The briefings have been enlightening and helpful to people who want to be informed and know what's going on. One thing that I learned on September 11th, and I write about in the book actually, is how important it is for government to cooperate at all levels of government. You can't have the city and the state of New York not communicating and not cooperating. You can't have the state of New York and the federal government not cooperating.
Reflecting on his experience of leading New York State during 9/11, Pataki shares how Washington needs to come together on a united front for the good of the American people.
And I would hope that in a time of crisis like this, people would put aside their political benefit and simply function on what is right for the American people. But sadly, in Washington, the ideological and partisan divide is so great that even in the midst of this crisis, while government is still trying to take the next critical steps to save lives and to get us back on our feet, there's too much political posturing.
The former governor says now is not the time to play the blame game.
One of the things that troubles me, Zach, is when you look at the briefings and the press questions, it's all trying to blame somebody for something, one or the other. And the fact is, we're where we are right now. And the critical thing in a crisis is to forget about who's going to ultimately get the blame for what should have been done or what might have been done. It's dealing with the crisis right now.
Sharing some thoughts on how to do that.
So making sure that there's communication, making sure that our frontline hospital and health workers have all the equipment they have, making sure that we're getting as many tests out as possible in the southern tier and across the state so people can have some idea as to how widespread this actually is. Let's focus on dealing with the crisis, getting this behind us and rebuilding our economy. And come November during the elections, we can figure out who should have done what when.
The former governor, who made many trips to our area during his term, shares a personal message.
What gets us through a crisis like this are the ordinary people, the people like you have in Chemung County, the people we have on the southern tier and in this state, and just follow the guidelines, obey the rules, think not just of yourself, but of what your actions are doing that could affect others, and give thanks to those going about their jobs, whether it's in a grocery store or in a truck or in a healthcare facility. They're the heroes that come from every walk of life that make the southern tier and make the United States such a great country.
And the governor has a new book coming out today titled Beyond the Great Divide, How a Nation Became a Neighborhood.